the internet, and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright.
We left off in the middle of the witness's testimony.
Yes. She ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands.
Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright?
Let him claim what he wants. Did you say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that the day would be boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez.
Good luck, Nick.
Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What?
What is the meaning of this?
Did you ask if you could have another Dr. Pepper?
Does it bother you that much?
I guess not, but it doesn't hurt to ask first.
May I have the Dr. Pepper?
It's the last Dr. Pepper.
The last Dr. Pepper.
Fine, you glutton.
I'll drink the cola if you prefer.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just don't chug it and have to pee again before we end the episode.
Too late!
Ah!
Messing with you. Anyway. The spear was found lying next to the victim's body.
I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as a murder weapon. Is it because it's duct tape?
Probably.
I present my proof. The so-called murder weapon. Okay, this is what I was telling you about before. I have to prove that the murder weapon's not the murder weapon by presenting the murder weapon.
Murder weapon in quotes?
Right. But you know what I mean. Like somehow like there's a little bit of there is some logic that goes into it, but who would think to present the thing that we're trying to prove isn't it?
I mean, in the context here, I think it makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you're lying.
But it is the murder weapon.
Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear.
I'm taking my socks off if you don't mind.
I don't care.
It's getting hot.
Go ahead. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man wearing a thick costume with this through the chest?
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're...
Silence. I'm the one testifying, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? I'm sorry, are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was.
Alright, okay. Well, I borrowed your fan last night.
The fan's gonna cause noise.
Oh. Yeah, is it no... Do you know how like a...
Alright. I'm sorry, man. We're just gonna have to deal with it for now. How was Hammer killed?
Oh, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer?
I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was?
I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then.
Look at this photograph! Every time I do it makes me cry, because there's a dead person in it.
Look at this graph!
Jeez Louise. How the fuck did I get this smudge on my glasses? And it's not being... I can't wipe it off for some reason. I'm gonna have to...
Try a bit of water from the bathroom.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I just... Later, but like, how the fuck did this happen? Whatever.
What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is all this about?
This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios.
What does this have to do with the current case?
Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest?
What? Are you saying...
Yes. What happened 5 years ago... has happened again.
Mr. Wright, continue.
It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss Steve Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. And she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer himself had done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say.
In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago.
Precisely. Ironic, isn't it?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to take my pants off. It's getting
Do what you have to, I guess. I mean, you are wearing sweats, like...
They're pajama pants. Shut up, it's hot, alright?
Okay.
You're the one actually wearing sweats.
Yes, I am accustomed to this temperature, though. My old room back at the old house was like this. I like the heat, okay?
I mean, I do too, normally, but like...
It's not that hot, come on.
I know, but... It's uncomfortable.
Okay. Pussy. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding.
Are you a man, or are you a pussy?
Both?
What does that even mean?
Anyway. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my scriptwriting staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Then are you claiming I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body?
The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body?
You'd be surprised. I bet she could do it. When people think that a lot depends on it, they can do amazing things.
Mr. Wright, this is not an episode of That's Incredible. If you claim she did everything in 15 minutes...
Let me guess. Show me proof?
Correct. Show me proof.
How am I supposed to do that?
Then I won't have you making unsubstantiated claims.
Wait a second. How does he know what I'm thinking?
Ha! I need only look at the cold sweat running down your face to know what you're thinking. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to reconsider your claim. Well, Mr. Wright, how could you have dealt with the body?
I actually thought that was
She
correct.
had another way?
30 minutes is kind of a short amount of time. You see, even I cannot do the impossible. Therefore, Mr. Wright, I didn't do it. Agreed? Not agreed. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? That's kind of what I meant by she could have done it. Not by with her hands, but, you know, whatever. For instance, Actually, for that matter, there's no need for you to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there is no way for you to carry that body.
There was a way.
Or there was a way. Interesting. Let's hear it then.
Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body.
Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was studio rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume.
Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manila that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manila was a conspirator?
Of course Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into a costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? So what happens next? Don't question mark me. Do you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez? So it was you? You killed Jack Hammer? Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that only is a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What?
Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but, there's no proof.
Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I'll be leaving. Urgh, what do I do now? I'd like you to testify again.
Testify again?
No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I would have said it again? You'd ask the same questions and get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. To come so far, only to fail.
As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Very well. Your Honor! I request that the witness testify again.
You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness.
I just want to hear you testify again.
Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating this last several minutes.
Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify to? Well, yes, indeed, verily, I say, ergo, I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. after they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick, why did Edgeworth...
Who knows? He probably realized she did it too.
But... wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that...
Edgeworth.
Is this him coming around or something? Does he become a defense attorney after this?
Who can say?
Dick. Is this the last case?
No.
How many cases are there?
I think there's 5, and this is the 3rd one.
Okay.
I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, and Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. When I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes, then I went home.
I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Right. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for rehearsal, so I'd say then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to people are saying, boy. Boy?
The witness will continue her testimony.
Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body, and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person?
I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his Steel Samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers.
Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue.
What was everyone else doing at the time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived at the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Silence.
Hey Nick, why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
Oldbag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said it was because she saw him going towards the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, being the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. You asked to be left out. Yes, it seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you. Or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot writing on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped to convince everyone they didn't require questioning. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why did you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder, after all. Who could think of rehearsing at a time like that? Oh yeah, I guess.
Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please continue. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement.
Huh?
Think! Miss Vasquez says she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1.
What?
Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth! What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution will make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation?
I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal the director.
You have to find something to pay this on her. Or everything we've done until now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him.
So obviously, every single time something gets changed, that's what I have to find. You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What?
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in the photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Ah.
And when he was doing this...
Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered.
Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning.
Order! Order! I will have order. Witness, can you refute this claim?
Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are these real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing.
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? You can't?
Nick. No,
Nick, no! Saying you can't prove it now would be admitting defeat. She'll get away!
But what proof could I possibly have?
I don't care if it's impossible. You still have to fight this one.
Okay. I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I present the court evidence. Oh,
Autopsy?
I think it might be this.
The photo again?
Maybe? Right? Because what other... I'm gonna try it. This is my proof.
This is the photo from before?
This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? I guess we never really brought up the blackmail in the court yet.
I guess... Well, wait, I thought that we already confirmed with the court and everything that that's how she was controlling Mr.
Oh, maybe you're right. I don't know.
But then again, I don't know what else it could be.
5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the rug. Ladies and gentlemen, this case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom.
His guilt weighed him down, no doubt.
However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for petty change.
For you, for petty change.
Work for you, yes.
Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate.
Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It is a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder.
She has no motive, Your Honor.
What's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense.
What's that now?
It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez.
What? What?
Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool a security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then, Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years.
Why is she flustered all of a sudden? He just proved that she was innocent.
Well,
of his murder anyway. Sort of. And that it was more of an act of self-defense, not actually like some sort of...
yeah. So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! Ah, Miss Vasquez! What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs! Manuel! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm! No. No! How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Manuel! Don't touch him! Miss Vasquez! No! Please. Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again.
Mr. Edgeworth, where is D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
It appears to have brought about yet another miracle.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. What he should be found as so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. Not innocent!
Jeez Louise.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
I turned off my timer because I figured we might as well just finish this chapter.
Right here, I mean.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think he tried to frame me for the murder. It makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kid show, and as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him at any time. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I.
Congratulations, WP.
Oh! Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Ah! Nick! Edgeworth! Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk.
Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth.
You don't waste any time gloating, do you?
No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers.
Liar.
Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings.
Unnecessary feelings?
Yes. Unease and uncertainty.
Aren't those kind of necessary?
They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix, right? Don't ever show your faces in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you.
Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if? They're rivals! Rivals! Right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick! Tell me! What's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
And so the curtain closed on another trial.
Ah!
I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kid shows again.
Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're going to watch it with me, right?
I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant.
Fine, fine. I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers.
The Will Powers.
Also, what do you mean he's playing the main role? Is he playing the Pink Princess? Because that seems a bit...
I dig it. I dig it!
A brand new episode has been added.
Turnabout goodbyes?
Yes. And
Don't tell me Edgeworth fucking dies in this one.
Hold on, I'll leave. I won't.
You didn't answer it.
I won't end the episode quite yet. I want to show this to be like the real to like keep you back. Keep
incentive.
Yeah, to keep us going. Whoops, I didn't read that.
15 years. It's about that, right? 50 years is a long time to wait.
You can't imagine how much I've suffered. You suffered? But now, the perfect opportunity has presented itself. At last, I shall have my revenge. What? Merry Christmas.
It's Edgeworth? Hold the fuck up, what?
See you guys next time.
No!